So what are you thinking? Do you still feel like you're a part of the national team? You haven't played since 2015 with the U.S.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was just thinking about it the other day. It's a lot longer time than I really imagined, because I was called up a few times where I couldn't go because of my injuries. And I remember one time with Dave, he called me up and I was about to go, and then I got injured the game, like we played on a Sunday or something, and I was supposed to fly out on a Monday. And this was 2018, so only 2 years ago. So like having my last game, what did you say, 2015, 16?
Yeah, 15.
It's 15. Oh, wow, even longer. No, it's been a very long time, and obviously a difficult time. And then I feel and I felt the whole time is when I'm fit and when I'm healthy, then I can help the team. And so it's been a difficult period, but first time in a while now that I'm fit and I'm playing good. And obviously it was a huge it was a proud moment for me when Gregg called me the other day and we had a good chat about the future.
I'm sure you watch a team, and as a forward, as an attacking player, you probably look at the guys that are either competing for maybe the spot that you want, or maybe guys you might be playing with. When you see the young attacking players on the U.S., what do you think?
Wow. That's probably the first word that comes into mind. I mean, just watching like the whole group, the group of players, having players in the best teams in the world. And obviously the last few years I've seen young players coming up and obviously trained and played with Josh Sargent and Bremen. So I know the quality that's coming up. And I mean, the whole time I've just been thinking, I got to get myself into that group because I want to be part of that group. And, I just turned 30, but I mean, I look very young. I look like I'm 22, so it's I still feel young. So I feel like I have many more years in this game. So, the last few years I've been just trying to motivate myself and trying not to give up and, keep dreaming and keep hoping that I'll be part of the team soon.
One of the young guys specifically that everybody's talking about is Gio Reyna. You know how difficult the Bundesliga is. What does it mean when a kid who's 17 is having the success is having, not just in the Bundesliga, but specifically at a club like Dortmund?
It's difficult to put into words. Obviously, I think with Christian coming and kind of showing him the whole path and showing it's possible for young Americans to come and go through Dortmund and I mean the club, they're not afraid of playing young players. And I was there when he scored. He scored against Bremen, his first goal in the German Cup, and I was there, and I was like, wow, what a player! And just to see him, like, he's one of the first players on the squad now. Like when the coach is picking his team, like he's one of the first guys on the team. So it's crazy to think. And just when you see him play, I think if you had no idea about his age, you would never guess that he was 17. So, or now 18. But now, no, just to watch him, and he's unbelievable. He is, and he's gonna be something special.
Take me back to 2014. That's when you played in the World Cup for the United States. What are your memories of that group and that team?
They were amazing as well. I mean, if you look at the group now, it's a total different group. We had a lot older squad, few veterans who were kind of playing towards the end of their career. So it was, I mean, obviously I'm very proud to have played in the World Cup, and but yeah, I was going through some injuries at the time, and it was, if I recall right, then I had straight after the World Cup, I had 2 operations. So I was just like pushing everything I could to be able to be in the squad for the World Cup, and then my body kind of suffered afterwards. But the same there, was a great experience, and those, like, hanging on to those memories have been a huge motivator for me to be back in the national team. And just because I remember how amazing those games were and those trips and just being a part of that group. So I'm just trying to give everything I can to be part of the team again.
You weren't around for much of the 2018 qualification run. You missed out on it, but surely you were watching, from afar. What do you think changed between the team that was able to have the success in 2014 and then the group that didn't get it done 4 years later?
That's $1 million question. It's difficult to say what changed. I mean, it's pretty much the difference in the group wasn't that much, like from the players who were playing every game, and I don't know, maybe we just needed some new players to come in, and it's difficult to say. I mean, obviously it was very difficult to watch, and I mean, at that time I was playing in the Bundesliga, and obviously I was hoping to be part of the team more, but unfortunately going through a lot of injuries and difficult times in Bremen, I couldn't be in the team, and it was difficult to sit at home and watch the games, and then obviously see the game where we didn't qualify for the World Cup. So it was like a double punishment.
You joined the U.S. program when Jurgen Klinsmann was in charge. What was he like as a coach?
I rated him very highly. I think he was very nice. It was good to come into camp and trying to focus on new things and teach us new things. And it was very, he had his way, and it was good to follow his way. And I mean, for me, obviously, I'm very thankful for him. I mean, he called me in my first camp, and he gave me the opportunity, and I was very thankful for him.
You'd been capped at that point, or being called up by Iceland. I don't think you'd been capped. I think there was like an injury when you got called up for some World Cup qualifiers. Then you end up making the switch to US. Mm-hmm. What was it about US soccer, Jurgen Klinsmann, that at the end of the day convinced you to make that switch?
It was not just one thing. It was just many things. And I spoke about it so many times at that time. It was, it's just also a certain pride to be able to represent the US. And, at the end of the day, it was a difficult decision to make, because I grew up most of my time in Iceland. But it was just something, it's difficult to describe it, but it was just something that deep down in my heart that told me to go for US.
When you saw Iceland make the run at the 2016 Euros or the 2018 World Cup, did you ever have any regrets?
No, I've also been asked that question many, many times. I mean, I had probably and hopefully will have more great memories with the national team, but I had great memories, and but obviously also missing out on the 2016 tournament in the US, and being injured of that one, it was difficult to take, but I have a lot of good friends in the national team in Iceland. I grew up with many of those guys, and I was just obviously very happy for them, and to see them do the things that they did, I was very happy for them. But I was very, very happy with my decision, and still am. And it's just been unfortunate with my injuries that I couldn't contribute more to the national team.
Here in the U.S., we've always had a long history of dual citizens playing for the team. What's it like from your perspective? What is it like when you join the team from another place, from another world, and you're kind of incorporated into the group?
When I came in 2013, it was very easy. It was the guys were very open, and obviously something new. I mean, like I told you, the guys in the Icelandic team, I grew up playing with them or against them my whole youth career. So, and then I didn't know many of the younger guys in the national team. Obviously I knew Josie and Dempsey and those guys, but the younger guys, I didn't grow up with them and playing with them throughout the youth national teams or stuff like that. So it was different, but it's still the sense of pride and joy that I got when I played my first games there. It's difficult to put into words how it felt.
How important do you think the dual citizen is to like the future of the U.S. men's national team?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you have to want to play for the States. You have to feel like the sense of pride and what it actually means to put on the jersey. And for me, it's always been like my proudest game, my proudest moment is when I play for the national team. And that's what you have to feel when it's not like you have to be like, oh, I can't make it there. And then I choose the US, you know, you have to do it in, it has to be natural and has to be something you really want to do and you want to help the country and help the team to move forward. And I think that's the most important thing.
Let's talk about life right now in Stockholm. What's going right for you? You're finding the back of the net again. Like, what's happened in the last year and a half that's been a big change?
Staying healthy. That's I was very unlucky in Germany with injuries, but always when I played well, and I contributed to the team when I played. And then, you know, after 4 years of ups and downs in Germany, I decided I want to go kind of like a step back, and I want to come into a team where I will play every game when I'm fit, and I want to feel good, you know. And then this season started off pretty difficult. I got like a small knock on my foot. I think it was the second game of the season, and then the first part of the season was difficult. But then, you know, when I started playing week in, week out, then I started scoring and started playing well. And I've always obviously have a lot of belief in myself, and I know what I'm able to do, and I will know what I'm capable of. And when I'm fit and when I'm feeling healthy, then I will deliver. And that's always what I felt about myself. And just in the last couple of months or few months, I've been playing almost 90 minutes every single game. And also as a striker, when you get the confidence from the coach, he believed in me from the first minute. And he said to me in the beginning, you know, you're my guy and you will play. And he believed in me a lot from the beginning. Yeah, so it was good to have the confidence from him. And then, yeah, when I stay fit and healthy, then I will deliver.
What's that feeling like? Because you've touched on it like multiple times in this interview, just the injuries, the bad luck, and kind of how it's lasted for years.
Mm-hmm.
When you finally get past that, and you know, for you in your position, then you start scoring, which is the ultimate release. What's that feeling like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a good feeling, but for me, the key thing was just to stay healthy. And I always said to everybody, and you know, my wife has been helping a lot at home, you know, and through all the difficult times. But I always said, like, when I get 4, 5, 6, you know, 90-minute games in a row, and I get into the game fitness, then I know I will deliver. And so just the feeling that playing 90 minutes and waking up the day after and feeling good in your body, then that was the biggest relief for me. And I obviously it helps scoring goals, and obviously it's a good thing, but like just the feeling to be able to play. I mean, like during now the COVID times, we were playing 3 games almost every week, and I was playing all of them. So for me, that was the most important thing. And yeah, and then obviously come the goals, and obviously you feel good about that as well.
You are maybe Hammarby's top striker at the moment, but a couple months ago you had a guest visitor at training, Zlatan. What was it like to train with him during the pandemic?
Wow, what a guy! What a player, man! He's crazy. I remember we played a lot of like 4 against 4, but if you were against him, I think he won every training. And you know, when you see him on TV and you see him play, and you realize he's good, but when you train with him, you realize he's an animal. He's something special. And I mean, I think also he gave us like a boost, because obviously going into the COVID times, it was difficult to motivate yourself because we didn't know when the season was starting and stuff like that. But then he came to training, and obviously you want to beat him. want to beat his team. And I think it was very good for us to have him here, and also good for me just to see, like, he's an amazing player.
He's also one of the owners, so he's also like technically your boss. What's that like? Has he?
No, I think I understand what you're saying, but we didn't feel that, like, we didn't feel that when he was coming to training. But it's crazy that he's. I don't know. I think he's 39. I think he's the top scorer in Italy right now, and he's a freak of nature.
There's some rumors that maybe as part of his ownership deal, he'll come back and he could play for Hammarby. Would you want to play up top with him? What do you think that pairing would do?
Oof, that would be intense as well, because obviously you don't want to disappoint him. And no, I think playing with such a big player can be good and can be bad as well. And obviously, him coming to Hammarby would be huge, not only for Hammarby but for Sweden. I think. I think the whole country league would explode, and yeah, we will see. I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, he's a top scorer in Italy now, so why would he come to Sweden? It seems like he's just, I don't know if he's getting better or not, but he's just staying at the same level. He's staying at the top, so it's crazy to watch.
Right. Enough about Zlatan's future. Let's talk about yours. Have you ever considered Major League Soccer?
Have I ever? Oof, many times. It's I've always said it's been like a goal of mine to play in MLS, and there's been a few times where it's been like discussions with clubs, but it hasn't gone really. Yeah, it hasn't happened, and we will see. I think after this season now with Hammarby, it looks like I'll be parting ways with Hammarby and going going somewhere else. I'm not sure exactly now where I will go, but as things stand now, I will leave in January.
You feel like you got what you needed out of Hammarby and the experience in Sweden?
Yeah, I think I came here. Things could have gone better. Like my first year was difficult to adapt to the league and to adapt to a new club, and coming when the club was the players were on a good run, and it was difficult time. And then starting of this season, I started well in the cup, and then obviously COVID came, and there was a long preseason, and I wish I would have started the league better and not with a small injury I had in my foot, but it's I've scored a few goals now. I think there's no one in the league who scored has like a better goal ratio per minute than I have. So obviously it's been good, but yeah, I think maybe I will take up a new challenge, and we will see. I'm very interested in MLS, and we will see what happens.
What about other places in Europe? Are there some leagues that maybe catch your fancy there?
I felt since I left Germany and since I was there, I felt like always kind of a need to go there again and to show to myself and to everybody else that I'm good enough to play there. Because every time I played decent. I came in and I changed a few games, and then when I started, I played good as well. But I dealt with a lot of, not a lot, but I think it was like three or four big injuries, which were very, very unlucky. So I want to show myself and show everybody else that I can play there. But like I said before, I'm very interested in MLS, and there's something that I've dreamt about for a very long time. And we'll see. It's interesting going forward. It's also kind of I don't know what's going to happen. It's a bit stressful as well.
We started the interview talking about you trying to get back into the U.S. national team. So let's end it kind of along those lines. Do you think a move back to Major League Soccer would help you get back in the national team?
I don't know. I mean, I think just what's going to help me is just keep on playing good. And if that's going to be in MLS or it's going to be in Europe or somewhere else, I'm open for everything. and I've never been the kind of guy to shy away from a challenge. So if something comes up in Europe or in MLS, I'm ready for it. And my dream is to be back in the team, and that's I don't have to hide that. And as long as I'm fit and I'm healthy and I keep on scoring goals, then it puts me in a good position.
Do you think you'll be on that team for the 2022 World Cup?
I hope so.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.